I got a lot to do. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Toast Hammer. Now, the Wrath and Glory campaign that I have been playing with my friends for the past year or so, a little bit over a year, I think at this point, is rapidly approaching its conclusion. We have about 2 sessions left, and there are a couple of characters that don't have minis that I think should have minis. I don't know if all of them are going to be in the finale, but I'm trying to have all of my bases covered. I need to paint a Crute, an antagonist, and 2 player characters who are all from vastly different factions across everything. And if you've ever played a game like Marvel Crisis Protocol, for example, or even smaller squad-based games, you might know how much of a challenge it is to paint models that aren't on the same army together at the same time without it being a huge hassle. So I need to approach this strategically so I have a fighting chance to get this done in time for our finale session. So let's do that. Let's do that right now. Because I do have a strategy. My plan is to use ratios. No, not on social media applications, but in paint colors. If I can choose a couple of common colors that most paint schemes will include some degree of, and apply them in different ratios with a couple of accent colors along the way, I think I can paint up all 4 of these guys while minimizing the psychic damage I will be actively taking during the process. So let's get in. The first thing to tackle was a player character miniature who I actually had a direct request of the color scheme, dark stealthy colors and a little bit of a splash of green maybe, which made the rest of my job easier because that took 1 color off the plate. Green. I don't have to make a decision about that. I'll put green into probably most of these miniatures, at least a little bit. And then the degree of green and which green and how much green is going to affect the way they look later on. So to start the process, I started with colors that I thought would be pretty safe that most of these models would have. Black, at least as an undercoat to metallic colors, followed by metallic colors, followed by like brown for like leather pouches and straps and things like that. You know, the stuff that pretty much every Warhammer miniature has. And then I started breaking it down into the highlights, getting back into this player character model. Green. I can do that. Go with some camo. It's a stealthy character. They're playing sort of a roguish type. That's easy enough. And then we work our way over to building up some highlights on the cloak and things like that. They got a wicked sharp knife, so we're gonna hit that with some stuff. And you know, it's a little bit heretical. They got a knife. You know, who cares? The rest of the model was a little bit difficult to pick out some of the highlights because this is not actually a Warhammer model. I think it's from maybe the Reaper Bones range or something like that. So the details were not quite as sharp as what I was used to, but I just kind of did my best to keep pressing forward and painting in details where I thought that there should be some and working my way around that way. The next major miniature to tackle was the other player character, a rich rogue trader, very ostentatious, always looking out for their own back and pretty much no one else's. Very different background from the Underhive rogue that I had just painted. So I wanted to visually separate them, in addition to a lot more metallic effects for their armor and trim and things like that. I decided to go heavier on red, which was not included in our rogue miniature at all, but that added a second color to my palette and something else that I could play around with the ratio of. as sort of the main clothing color, and I chose kind of alternating shades of red to try and get a sort of not super in your face patterning of like an, you know, medieval era knight or something like that, but like a little bit of subtle variation to give the included texture on this model from RTLW Miniatures a little bit more je ne sais quoi, a little bit more of that detail to kind of sell that it is indeed a rich upbringing person wearing a lot of finery, basically, which takes us right over to our third miniature, the major antagonist, who's going to be mostly black, because you know, that's, you know, evil characters wear black coats, I guess. And what is a more classic antagonistic color combination than black and red? So I hit the inside of her coat and the trim of it with a little bit of red, just to really, you know, drive home the antagonistic feel. This is an interrogator of the Inquisition, and yeah, she's wearing a bunch of armor, so there's a lot of metallics that takes more decision making out of it. This was actually probably ended up being the easiest model to paint in terms of thinking about things, right before we go to the most complex model in terms of thinking about things, which is the Kroot Carnivore, who I'm not even sure is going to physically appear at all, but in case they did, I wanted to have a painted miniature. And I was already thinking, okay, we can do kind of an off green for the skin. We can get a lot more red in there, and also a lot more of tans and browns and things like that, where I was already using some tan-ish colors for like skin color. I can probably recycle some of those. And for this one, there's probably the most amount of paint mixing, where I was shifting tones one way or another, maybe with a little bit of like ice yellow here, or a little bit of gray there to desaturate things. And to bring them just slightly out of line from the other characters, to give them a little bit more of a unique experience. You know, but otherwise painting it much like the rest, getting our base coats on, building up some highlights in the skin tones and things like that. And we had our base tones all on within a relatively short period of time. I think it took about an hour per miniature, which is my usual base speed for doing like a troop. So that's pretty good for doing 4 different characters. And this isn't, you know, an award-winning paint job. I'm just trying to get some paint on these things so that they look good when we're playing our game together. So the next step was to, of course, it's Grimdark Future. You have to hit them with some streaking grime. It's actually... there's a legal clause in there. You know, I would be in a lot of trouble if I didn't. So we just went ahead and slathered that on, waited a little bit, and started to wash it off, and waited for it to fully cure. Where we ran into a slight problem of the stealth rogue character already has a dark skin complexion, already is wearing a lot of dark colors, and then was hit with streaking grime. So they lost a lot of detail. So we're gonna have to go back in and build up some details. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the way all of these miniatures turned out. 4 different minis from 4 different factions, painted to, again, not an award-winning degree, but enough that they will look respectable on the tabletop during our finale, and along with the other minis that were already painted, you know, in the past. So nothing will look super out of place. There's going to be no gray plastic, where there has been for pretty much the entirety of the game, unfortunately speaking. But yeah, super looking forward to how things shake out. And if you're interested in hearing more about this campaign, I got you covered. There's going to be a Ballad of Aoife, who is my player character, and her kind of trials and tribulations throughout the campaign. She has had a rough time. I'm working on a character portrait for her, which will be kind of the visual backdrop of that video, so stay tuned, because that will be coming. But I cannot make that video until we until we finish, because I don't know what's going to happen yet. Could be anything. So stay subscribed if you're interested in hearing how my campaign ends up. And if you want more painting tips in the future, we're going to cover more of those. Of course we are. It's a miniatures channel. We're going to do painting. So if you want some more paintings and modeling tips and tricks, feel free to check back later for more of that kind of stuff. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. It always helps the video out. And if you want to join the community, feel free to head over to the Toast Hammer Discord link in the description to join our burgeoning community of fellow hobbyists, role players, miniature painters, and all of that good stuff. Until next time, peace.